This week on the AAS Senate Update, spring weekend approaches, spring concert ticket availability, and financial aid on the college budget chopping block. All that and more ahead, so stay tuned. Welcome to the AAS Senate Update. I'm Jared Crum. The Senate meeting on Monday, April 20th started with announcements and committee reports. Social Council and Program Board are busy planning upcoming spring weekend events. The weekend's activities start with Spring Concert on Friday and continue with Saturday night's formal. Spring Carnival follows on Sunday. Concert tickets are still available and free for Amherst students. You can pick them up in Heather Polson's office in the campus center. The Faculty Committee on Admissions and Financial Aid met this week. College administrators and faculty on the committee raised the possibility of cutting financial aid as part of the college's budget crunch. One proposed cut would eliminate need-based financial aid for international students. Another would reverse the college's no loans policy. Several senators expressed concerns at these suggestions. You can voice your thoughts as well. Open meetings of this committee and the Advisory Budget Committee, which oversees budget cuts around the college, will be forthcoming and publicized by email. A final decision on these proposals will be made in several months. The Senate next turned to weekly Budgetary Committee recommendations. After a short discussion, the weekly recommendations were passed. Senators then considered semester club budget recommendations finalized this week. After a discussion and several amendments, next semester's budget was passed. And finally, the Senate discussed bylaw proposals made at last week's meeting. Bylaws are rules regulating the AAS government's actions. The proposed changes covered dispersal of AAS Master General Funds, Judiciary Council discretion over referenda language, and student activities fee dispersal. Senators debated several points in the proposed bylaws, tweaking language and making substantive changes. The bylaws then passed. A full summary of this meeting's discussion will be available online next week. This week's meeting was the last for this Senate. The newly elected Senate, Judiciary Council, and Executive Board will take office next Monday. That's all for this week's Senate Report. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you again next week. I'm Jared Crum. Best of luck.